This video is made for an adult audience. Hey everybody fans, welcome back to the Big Bakery, where all our jokes I have baked. I'm Jacob and today it's time to continue work on an Art Deco building in my LEGO city. In my last city update, I started work on an Art Deco dark blue building in my LEGO city, and I really came to like how it looked. I've had a lot of great suggestions for modifications and changes and just ideas for what I could do with this building. So I'll be happy to employ some of them today, but let's head over to Bakersville and take a look at this project. This building right here is the building that I started work on in my last LEGO City update. As you can see, it's a wonderful dark and light blue building, and I think it turned out pretty good. But this building is actually just the first iteration of this building, the first version. I will have to make some changes, and you can see that the building is not finished at all. There is plenty of room back here for modifications still. One of the things I asked you folks last time is what should this building actually be, and very many suggested that this should be a newspaper or something like that. And I really think that's a great idea. Maybe I could have a sign up here saying news. Maybe that would be a great idea. Or I could make a canopy down here with a sign on top of it saying news or something like that. But before I get too much into all kinds of details, let's head over to the build table and get started on this project. Welcome back to the build table, everybody. Let's get right into the details about this remodeling and modifying of what has already been built here. If you take a look at the back here, you will notice, as Blockhead UK, or Kaz from Blockhead UK has noticed too, that there is a lot of available space. If this is sort of the frame of the building, there's a lot of available space back here. So she suggested that I move this building a little farther back to have some of all the real estate out here in front, so I can do something with it, maybe something that's decorative or something like that. And another steady viewer of my channel, a Mr. Robin Hall, said that this reminded him of something that's called the Tip Top Bakery. You can Google that if you want to. And how can I not sort of take inspiration for something that's called the Tip Top Bakery? Well, this is the brick bakery, so that seems sort of self-evident. So that means I will be trying to emulate some of the things that's going on in that building, which means not only will I be moving this building back quite a bit, I will also try to move it towards the middle and try to create a couple of sides for this, so I get some of the same look as the real, quote unquote, real Tip Top Bakery. So first off, I've got to move this quite a bit, and then it's on to start and create those sides. I have moved the building like this. There's now 8 studs on each side, and there's a considerable amount of studs available here in front of it. This should be plenty to give sort of the impression that there is sides to this building, and I imagine these sides shouldn't be as tall as the other part of the building, so this tower sort of will be in between. I think that look will sort of bring home the Art Deco feeling quite a bit more than it does already. Adding some decorations and such is going to be key to that as well, but this I think will work great. But I'll make some outlines. I'll make some outlines, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with all this. So here we are, these are the outlines, and as you can see I have kept this little indented detail here because that's also here, so we get a repeat of this detail. Now I just need to come up with some kind of logic for sort of bricks and windows, so it sort of copies this a little bit so you get the same impression from those two things. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now, try to create the fronts at least, and we'll see how it goes. So here we go. I have now added in some sides. I don't know, maybe the proportions is a bit off, maybe they should be a bit taller, but the thing is, I'm running out of pieces for this. I could of course put in a layer of blue like this, and that might look good too. I do have some ideas for some edges here that I could employ as well, but this might be a good rounding of everything, adding in a row of blue like this, sort of finishing off this sort of section of the build. Yeah, I'll just keep fiddling around with this for a bit and we'll see how it goes. This is all the dark blue bricks I have left. All the dark blue 1x2 bricks I have left. So it's not going to get any taller now because I'm actually not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I wouldn't be able to make a full round more with these dark blue bricks. So this is how tall this is going to be. I added in the light blue here at the bottom and at the top to just follow the pattern from over here. And I think that looks pretty neat. I have an idea using these pieces right here to sort of start an edge of a roof. These are 1x2 plates with a slope on one end, and I'm thinking I could do something like this. Maybe first have a white plate here, just to give it a little, I don't know, a little detailing, and then using these to make sort of a roof of some sort, or maybe just having it go right into this. We'll have to see. I'll experiment a bit with that. There we go. I've added this little sloped edge right here. I think this adds a wonderful sort of finished look to these fronts here. I have also added this right here. This is a couple of door handles, golden door handles, because I thought that would fit very nicely, because the flag way up there also have some golden knobs and such. I'm thinking that the most common suggestion for this was that it should be a newspaper, but working on it, I think maybe I think it looks like some kind of city hall building or some kind of governmental building. Much too nice to be a police station, that's for sure, as others have suggested that it was too nice to be a police station. But I do think it does have that certain government feel to it, American government building feel to it. But please feel free to suggest any kind of modification or idea for what this should actually be in the comments below. What I will be doing now is sort of securing these, because they are not very secure at the moment, and then I think maybe I'll start decorating here outside, because I think a small park area or something like that would look very nice. So I think yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do next. Alright, so I have tried this. These are sort of marking where there should be some kind of grass, and I've tried to make some kind of edge here, but I think this is going to be too much dark blue on dark blue on dark blue, so I probably won't use these. I do, however, like the idea of there being sort of a small green area outside this building. That would look good, it look very sort of inviting, and the thing up here in the middle I think could be interesting to have. Maybe a little shorter would be good, like this. Maybe just one stud longer would be great too, just to keep it in even numbers, because this would be 8. So yeah, I think this could work. Maybe these need to be a bit wider as well, so we need to use 6x6s maybe even 6x8s, just to match everything up. I'm wondering if there should be some kind of fence or something like down here, just to separate everything a bit from the sidewalk. That might be a good idea too. I'll experiment a bit further and we'll see. I think I've come up with a layout I believe would work. Yeah, so we have small gardens out here and a small wall. Don't know if this should be 2 bricks tall, but I think this general layout will work. I have placed these tiles here and given them sort of an alternating pattern to get this blue here as well, because I think the more blues go into this design, it's actually going to liven up everything quite a bit. So I think this is going to be good. Don't know if I will sort of be adding a wall here as well, or just more tiles. But other than that, I think this is what I'm going to go with for this part. I haven't pressed everything in place yet, so that's what I'm going to do now. And I am going to do some more details down here. The question is what I should be putting in these small gardens, or whatever you want to call them. Some kind of plants, of course, would be great, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll press all these sort of in place, and we'll see what I'll do next regarding plants and such. I've added in some flowers right here, and I have sort of finished off tiling this, adding in more grays. The walls and these plates has now been pushed down, and yeah, I think this is starting to look quite all right. I'm wondering if I should just continue the small sort of green area all the way up to the edge here, and then maybe just have some flowers right here at the bottom on each side. That might look good to sort of finish everything off. Yeah, I think this is coming together nicely. Whenever I do something, I think the character of this changes quite a bit. Adding this in right here gave it more of a hotel feel again, I think. And I'll try to do the canopy that I was talking about here as well. So we'll see how much of a hotel feeling we get from that once it's done. But yeah. For now, I will try to finish up these green areas and also get some more tiling in here to just finish that up as well. So yeah, on we go. So I've finished the green areas here, and I think it looks pretty good. I like this sort of entryway here. One thing I have discovered is that I did some plate work underneath here to have everything hold together, but that means that this door can't even open all the way. This door can't open all the way, but it's actually going to be pretty difficult for the minifigs to get in and out. But I think I'll go for aesthetics over functionality for this one. So the idea is there. I could of course turn the doors around so they would be opening inwards, which would make sense to some degree. But right now I'll leave it like this. Eventually I may turn them around. What I will be working on now is this canopy up here. Do have some ideas on how I could maybe solve that, but we'll have to see if it works as intended. So on we go. So here is the canopy that I came up with. I don't know, maybe it needs a little more detailing in some way, or at least a sign or something up here. I've used some of these sloped pieces here to sort of give it a more rounded edge, and I've used the 2 colors that I've used all over the build to sort of just, you know, give it a little more detail and dynamic look. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I would like it to have some kind of sign up here, but it should be a sign that sort of indicates what this building is. And as long as I don't know what the building is, it's not going to be very easy to actually add something that would fit, I think. So what I need to really decide now is if this is going to be a hotel or a newspaper or something else, maybe just a fancy office building. Don't know. I'll have to think about that. So another thing I would like to address is this big field up here. There's not really anything right now. I would like to add some kind of detail. So I've been thinking about using some of these just initially to give it sort of just some detail up here at least to begin with. And we'll see how that looks. It's pretty easy to put here and take away again. So no reason not to try that out. Well, it does add a nice little detail up here. Not sure if it's enough. Maybe I should build some pattern here to just give it, you know, Art Deco is all about patterns that are sort of, they're always very straight, but then there are some sort of more rounded details at the ends of those long straight lines. So some kind of diamond shape or something like that would be interesting to put in here. I don't know how I could do that right now, but something here would be interesting nonetheless. So that's what I'm going to be working on now, to see if I can put some kind of detail in here. I almost forgot that there were those who suggested a clock in here, and that's an idea I like. But I don't know how to do. So that is certainly an idea, and I will be thinking about what to do here. And the clock is definitely on the radar. So thanks a lot for that one. I tried to use these gold pieces like this, and I think that turned out pretty well. I think I will try to do something that matches, but from above here and in here as well. So we sort of get an angle going. Don't know how that would look, but we'll just have to see. I like this experimenting, if you haven't noticed. But yeah, we'll have to see how it looks if I put in something that sort of resembles this, but in the opposite way. I like this. I think this is a great detail. I could, of course, continue these down here and let them sort of precede the angle. Maybe that would look even better. Does this look too weird that it sort of jumps here? Let's try that. I'll try to sort of continue this in here, and we'll see how that looks. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I think this is better. I like this. This is a detail I think looks great, to be honest. I'm sorry to sort of toot my own horn, but I think this turned out good. I'm wondering if I could do something with this pattern down at the canopy as well, but it's probably not going to be as easy because I don't think I have any snot bricks in light or dark blue. I'll have to check that one out, but we'll see in just a second. I managed to find a couple of blue snot bricks that I could use here. I've already used a small blue detail right here, so I don't think that matters too much. And there's blue here as well on these tiles down here, so I think that'll work fine. Don't know, maybe I should do something like this and then have the gold pieces in some kind of pattern on top of that, maybe matching what's going on up at the top to some degree. Maybe that would look good. It would of course not be a sign as such, but just some kind of pattern. Yeah, I think I'll try that. We'll see how it looks. So this is where we are at this point. I've added in this small detail here, which sort of replicates what's going on up there. I do like this little detail, but it's no near perfect. It could be much better, it could be much more done to this canopy all in all. And if you do have any suggestions, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments below, because I'll be happy to hear all of your suggestions. As I said, I am quickly running out of time for today, so this is probably where I'm gonna have to leave this for today. I will be putting this back into the city so we can sort of get an impression how everything looks. I think next time I may continue sort of building this and trying to finish all of this here on the back, trying to make some kind of interior. If not, I will start work on another building, because I already have an idea for an exterior to another building. But before I get around to that, I think I'll yeah, I don't know, maybe that, or maybe continuing this, we'll see. And I do also need to add some more stuff to these green areas. But for what it is right now, I think this has turned out pretty well, and we'll place it back in the city and see how everything looks. Here we are back in the Lego city, and I will be putting in this, well, it is mainly a facade still, but this building, let's just call it a building, because it's a little more defined as a building at this point than it was before we started work today. And here we go. Always exciting to see how everything looks once you have made some changes and such. Oops. Integrity is not the best still of this building. Just give me a sec. And as usual, we need a bit of a better angle, but what I am thinking already now is that maybe, just maybe, this would look much better besides the teal towers over here, because this Parisian restaurant is definitely much more detailed than what I usually do. This building is much less detailed, so I think I'll be moving the Parisian restaurant over here and moving this building over here, and we'll see how that looks instead before I change the angle. Yes, I do think that this works much better, I have to admit. Even the fact that the Parisian restaurant has moved down there looks pretty good, I must say. Someday the Parisian restaurant will leave my city, because as you folks know, I am trying to get everything to be custom made in my Lego city. There are some details down here where the teal towers and this building meet that needs to be addressed just a tiny bit, but I think that's a minor thing. And right here you can see the small detail that I was talking about. This fence is at another level than this one, but that should be a minor fix, relatively easy to do something about. So I think that'll be all right. But let's get a good look at this building from the front. Here is the building in all its glory. I actually had to cheat quite a bit. I'm quite far away from the building. It's way over there. I think I'm maybe a meter and a half away from the building. So that's pretty interesting when you have to film something from that far away to actually get a good look. But I think it looks great. I like that detail on the top, the golden detail, and the golden detail on the canopy. I think I like very much too. A thing I'm not completely sure about yet is those sides. I do like the idea of having those sides, but because they can't be very tall, because I don't have the bricks, there need to be some kind of detailing or some kind of thing going on with the roof for that. But once I figure that out, I think it can work pretty well. Other than that, I do like where it has ended up in my city. Beside the teal towers is a great idea, I think, and eventually, as I said, the Parisian restaurant will leave the city to leave more room for all my own buildings. But enough of that, I'll go back to me and I'll say thank you for watching. Today I continued work on an Art Deco building in my Lego city. I don't know if it's still Art Deco. The idea was Art Deco at one point, but I don't know if it still is. I have created some details today and I do like them. I don't know if they fit into the Art Deco sort of style as such, but I do like these details. And I did like the suggestion of making this a newspaper building. But having added the details, I'm not sure that I think it looks like a newspaper anymore. So if you have any kind of idea if it should be something else than a newspaper, please let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to hear about it, because I'm not sure a newspaper is the best decision right now, because I think it looks more like an expensive hotel or something like that. I don't know. Some of you suggested that as well before, so maybe that's what I should be sticking to. Please, any kind of thing you can come up with, let me know in the comments below. And I would also like to know if you folks like this kind of sort of explorative building video, where I don't necessarily have a plan in the beginning, other than just continuing work on a building. There was a lot of stuff that I did today which came to me just while I was doing it. I don't know if you guys sensed that, and if you did you like it? Didn't you? And if you think there's something I should change about that, please let me know in the comments below as well, and I'll be happy to hear all of your suggestions. But that is all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and hope to see you folks next time.